Everybody, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. I got a little bit of a cold today, but of course I was still in the garden. Not recommended, you should probably rest when you have a cold. But yeah, I thought I'd show you these. I did have some basil from the supermarket, which I was going to do a video with. That will be... remains to be seen still. I haven't had a chance to do that, but the extra leaves that were still good because they got a little bit too old. I have pulled off and they looked fantastic yesterday, and the whole dining room smelled like basil, which was great. It doesn't smell so much like basil, maybe because I've got a cold today, but yeah, it's on its way. Probably another couple of days. This is just an old towel, and I've put it on top of some cake racks, so it will keep any moisture off the table, and yeah, keep it good until it's I mean, the towel's not wet now, but yeah, keep it good until all of the basil is crispy and it crumbles in your hand, and then I'll put it in a jar for the rest of winter, because it's very hard in Melbourne to grow basil in winter because it's not a winter veg. But yeah, thankfully they grow it for us in other parts of the world and Australia. And yeah, I just thought I'd show you this as well. It's my sourdough starter, and yeah, I just put a little line with a smiley face on where it is when I mixed up when I last fed my sourdough starter, and yeah, it's done that just in a couple of hours, so it must be pretty happy. If you're wondering about the plastic, we used to live in far north Queensland, and there were nasty tiny cockroaches, and it freaks me out to just put a cloth over something, so that's my problem. We don't have those in Melbourne, but hopefully not. Yeah, so yeah, grab an elastic band or rubber band if you're really worried about it. Yeah, but where I really want to be is down there, because I just took a net off, and I was out there in the morning just to do a couple of things, in inverted commas, and I ended up being there till lunchtime and realised I hadn't any food to eat yet, so that's why the covers are off there. But I'm just gonna get back down there and finish a pea trellis and plant a couple more peas. I might do some direct sowing, and then I'll come back inside and look after myself. Anyway, let's get down into the garden. Alright, we're here in the garden now. As soon as I opened the door to come out, it was raining, so that wasn't happening before. So I was glad I was out here for the sunny part of the morning. This is a little spring onion, green onion, shallot base that we got from the supermarket, and we've used the top, and there really isn't that much there, but it will grow either in water on a windowsill or in the ground, as I'm going to do, and just find a little spot for it, and within days you'll see this starting to shoot up from the top. I like to not completely cover the top of it so that it will actually not get too many germs or bacteria in the top, or something that would encourage it to rot, so that the water can drain away more easily. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's just what I do, and just water it in very quickly. It's a little bit of water, and yeah, keep an eye on that. Make sure it's kept watered so that it doesn't actually dry out. Otherwise it should be just fine. It's pretty tough. So on to the next little fun thing we're going to do. I remembered that I used to grow wheat in far north Queensland on my Rocky Tropics gardening channel. Pretty sure there's some on there. And the kind of wheat I grow is just from an organic food store that used to be up north, and it's hard wheat, so it's bread making wheat. If you have varieties that are called, there's usually just soft and hard wheat varieties, and any number of things fall into that category. So this is hard wheat, whatever variety that is. I just got it for bread making. So once you've got the grains, or wheat berries as some people call them, they will last a very long time if you look after them properly. Keep them in a sealed container. If you're going to eat them, make sure that you put them in the freezer for at least a number of hours. I used to put it in there for a day or two just to be sure, and then leave it open to the air. Yeah, that kills off any bugs or eggs or nasties that are in there, which you may have seen that information on the internet already. So I just leave it like that on the counter, which you sort of think, well, aren't the bugs going to get in there at that point? But anyway, this lot seems to be fine. I did have some for planting a while ago, and I usually don't freeze it if I'm going to plant it, but yes, bugs got into it, so there was all this sort of dusty thing where they'd all been eating the wheat in the base of the plastic bag. But anyway, I've got my tag. Whole Foods is where I got it from. So I thought I'd just do a little experimental thing here. Yeah, just sort of broadcast it. That's probably a little bit too thickly sown, but wheat is just so easy to grow at least in Australia where I am. In Victoria, in Australia we export most of our wheat, interestingly, to Asia and other places, the Middle East. Yeah, most of what we grow for consumption in Australia is grown on the east coast, which is where I am, kind of. Yeah, it's a winter crop in Australia, so yeah, this is the kind of time of the year that you would do all of that. Yeah, haven't actually planned this very well, but yeah, it doesn't need much over the top of it. Just sort of scratch it all in. I was going to bring some soil over here, but I forgot. Yeah, so I do this, and then oh man, there's a carrot. Sorry, carrot. Oops. Too busy videoing rather than planting. So that's scratched in a little bit, and I'll bring some more soil over the top of here, and yeah, soil or potting mix, and finish that off. When I'm planting seeds for brassicas, they're very small, so often you can get away with just scratching the soil around. This is some potting mix which wasn't very good quality, was quite cheap. So I'm just really putting it over here as a covering. I'm sure farmers don't really go to this much trouble when they plant wheat out in the fields. Just plough and plant, and come along and lovingly cover it with potting mix later on. Alrighty. We are not great big farming communities here. Alright. So, what I will do with this wheat is make some Freekeh, which is green wheat that's picked green, and it does actually look green. And then you can sort of roast it in a pan, kind of. Not to the point of making it brown, but just to sort of toast it, I guess is the word, not roast it. Yeah, so just in a dry frying pan, like you'd dry fry spices, that sort of thing. And yeah, Freekeh was I'm not sure if it's Greek or Italian, the word, but yeah, it's something that the Romans used to do, so yeah, it goes at least back to the Roman Empire. Many years ago, millennia, I guess. So yeah, just water it in. If it starts raining again, it will help it along a little bit. So just so the top layer is wet. And as I said, farmers don't go to this much trouble, and I'm hoping the birds won't come and steal it. The birds are pretty good around here, actually. We do have miners who show an interest in the garden, but they don't tend to dig things up. I have had miners and blackbirds dig things up before. Any disrupted soil, they'll come for some worms, and that's fair enough, you know, little creatures that need to eat as well. So, on to the next thing. I'll just bring my hose with me. Is this garden bed that I was looking at from up in the house. And yeah, I planted a bunch of kohlrabi here recently that's doing quite well. Little purple heads there. Yeah, but now I want to plant peas here, and I've probably planted too many kohlrabi, but that's okay because that wasn't planned anyway. So I've got a couple of tags in there already for Sugarsnap Peas. That was the first one that I showed you in the trellising video that was waiting to be planted out, and I've had some trouble with germinating peas in my little greenhouse. I don't think it's the greenhouse's fault. We've had a lot of sunny, windy weather, and it's been difficult with my comings and goings to keep the moisture up to all the little seedlings. I'm thinking I might actually get around to getting some deeper seedling pots, which might stop them drying out so much. I'm trying to sort of do zigzags, sort of that side of the trellis, this side of the trellis. I haven't finished the trellis. I'm thinking I'll just look after myself today, and oh, that was a bit deep. And yeah, do whatever I can because I've got a cold. I don't want to tire my body out too much. I do have some reading I have to do for my course later on, so I might do that as well. So at least I'll be able to look out to my garden and think, oh well, at least I've planted my little peas. So there you go, that's the last little one. And the next lot, so they're Sugarsnap. These ones are going to be English peas, and they actually have a proper trellis now. Finished that off the other day. Alrighty. Already got a tag written out for them. Oh, which is not in the packet. Probably in my pocket somewhere. Here we go. So I always put the tag on the left, because in English we read left to right, so I'll know that this whole row is green feast peas because it started on the left. Alrighty. Oops, don't want to plant it in my asparagus. So the rule of thumb with seeds is plant it 2.5 times as deep as the width or the smallest part of the seed. So say a watermelon seed is not very thick, so that's the measurement you would use. So a pea is round, so that's pretty easy. So I'm planting these about 2 centimetres or 1 inch down, and I'm not really firming the ground down too much. I found that they tend to germinate better if you don't sort of push the soil down too much when you're planting them. So these may be planted a bit too thickly, but we already have slugs and snails in this garden bed, so that's just a little bit of insurance, a little bit of overplanting. Just need a couple more. I can come back and plant more if the others get eaten. Hopefully they don't. Alrighty, now we just have to water them in. Put the seed packet back in my pocket. Hopefully it didn't get wet. I don't think it did. Alrighty. See if we've got enough of the hose to actually get to the other end. Oh, we do. That's awesome. So yeah, just gently make sure it's wet on the surface. I usually leave the mulch back like this until they come up. I don't usually water peas again after I sow them and water them. I don't water them again until they're up, because the problem is they tend to rot, peas and beans, if you do that. So plant them, water them, and just watch them really carefully. There we go. I'll finish the trellis on another day when it's not likely to rain on me. Alrighty, job done. I'm going to get the covers back on here and go and hide in the house and read my book for my course, and hopefully I'll get rid of this cold a little bit faster. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having fun in the garden. See you next time.